It's time now to sample Kawasaki's answer to the current bigger is better cruiser wars, a 2000cc V-twin beast named after the Roman god of fire, the Vulcan 2000. At the heart of this fire-breathing wagon is the biggest factory V-twin currently available on the market. Just one look and you'll see that everything about this bike is big. For instance, the liquid-cooled, fuel-injected 52-degree V-twin is bolted to a steel backbone frame sporting a beefy 49mm fork. Now check out the belt final drive out back and the meaty 200mm rear tire, the 21-liter gas tank, and what about that massive chrome-covered headlight? So does bigger actually mean better? Well, this week we invited a Honda Valkyrie owner, David Fox, to sample the 2000cc Vulcan. And here's what he had to say after taking a bite of the biggest slice of V-twin beef on the market.
So Dave, on these shoots we always carry polishing rags and cloths, and guess what? I'm tired of polishing this bike. There is so much bike here. This is huge.
It takes a lot of rag to polish this girl.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful bike. It is a monster. There's no other way to describe it. When I first walked up to this bike and saw it for the first time, I was uncomfortable and nervous. I thought, me, little 5'6" me, riding this bike.
Yeah.
And by the time I got down the highway, about a kilometer or two, it just felt so comfortable. This thing is amazing. It holds the road well. It corners well. It's just an amazing bike. I can't think of any other words for it except that it's huge.
Well, everyone that has seen it, touched it, come near it today has had the same comment, right? It's massive.
It is. And I guess I want to emphasize the fact that even though it is massive, and even though I am not the biggest guy around, I felt really comfortable on it. In fact, I was not intimidated once I got on the bike.
Right.
I've had to turn it around a few times today, and like I said, it corners well. It's got to have a low center of gravity. A really big advantage for me is the low seat height, and I can plant my feet firmly on the ground.
Right.
And that makes so much difference in your confidence level.
Obviously, the center of our attention this morning was that engine, and you know, the very first thing I had to do was just crack the throttle and feel it. It's fun, eh?
It's got
There's a lot of motor.
It's got a great sound to it. Great sound with the dual pipes. It's just a fantastic sound. When I heard you going up the highway, it's just really neat to hear it. In fact, I found myself accelerating a lot because I did like the sound so well.
Yeah, I think you'd go through a couple of tanks of gas early on, very quickly.
I think you would.
So no worries as far as vibration and things like that?
No, I've ridden some other fairly large cruisers, and I was watching very carefully as I worked through the 5 gears. I watched the mirrors, hands, feet, nothing irritating whatsoever, and I would ride for 20 minutes at a time at least on a stretch today. And no matter what speed I was at, very little vibration. You could feel a little bit of pulsing at certain lower speeds, but not an irritating vibration.
For me, I know I got a little nervous looking at the bike when you're talking about something pushing close to 800 pounds with a full tank of gas. I got worried about how it would stop. How did you find the brakes?
Good stopping power. Again, there were times we came to corners or had to do some turnarounds, and there was lots of stopping power there. I felt quite comfortable and confident.
What about the way it shifted, the transmission, the clutch?
It has the heel-toe shifter, which I'm not used to. My bike doesn't have it, but I like the heel-toe shifter once I get used to it. And of course the floorboards make it even more comfortable. Being short-legged, I still found I was comfortable. There have been some other cruisers that have a slightly forward foot peg that I had a bit more of a stretch, but I found this was fairly comfortable.
Yeah.
Shifted very easily, and not too much trouble finding neutral either. As you know, sometimes with certain bikes you have to fiddle around a bit to find the neutral, but not difficult there either.
What about the riding position itself? These bars are very wide. You're kind of hanging out there a little bit. What did you think of the riding position?
Not bad, actually. I've been on bikes that have a more forward position where I found it was pulling your back, but this one didn't seem to that much. There must just be, it's got to be some combination of where the floorboards are and the seat and the bars, but I didn't find it that much of a stretch, even on a 25-30 minute stretch of riding.
What about the quality of the paint? I know you like the color, but what about the quality of the paint and chrome? I mean, and there's a lot of it. Look at this cowl. That's right. On this headlight.
Isn't that beautiful, though? I mean, we're getting a little bit of rain on it right now, but the polishing rag helps with that. But if anyone likes chrome, and I do, there's lots of it. It's really, really sharp the way they brought that all together.
So did anything disappoint you?
No.
No?
I can be totally honest that there is nothing I didn't like about this bike. I do like the bike I have. However, if I was looking for a cruiser and I wanted to be noticed,
Yeah.
this would be the one I'd buy. It's a real eye catcher.
Who are you going to recommend this one to?
Anyone that likes cruiser riding, we rode in a small town today, we rode on highways, comfortable. It's just great for cruiser riding for anyone that likes cruisers.
We've been standing out here and getting a little wet, and you weren't going to budge. You're not letting go of this bike. I guess you're taking it home tonight too, huh?
If it fits in my garage, I'm all set. I think it would.
Good job, Dave.
Oh, thanks, Dave.